Welcome to another episode of Ralph Trimaine Show. I'm Ralph Trimaine, and this is a special sports-related video where we're breaking down the NCAA March Madness brackets. And we got some of my good friends who know college basketball to break down these brackets for us. So let's everybody introduce themselves.
Brad.
It's your what video, Brad?
6th. It's Brandon. 3rd video. Super Bowl champs, Green Bay Packers.
Mario, 1st video, War Eagle. Champ.
It's Kertis. Y'all know me. It's my 3rd video. Let's get this rolling.
All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna break down each region one by one and give our opinions on who we think is gonna come out of the region. And we're gonna start out with the East region, #1 seed being Ohio State. We're gonna let Brad start it off. All right, Brad.
All right. The East region. To me, this is my opinion. This is the toughest region they got so far. You got Ohio State, UNC, Syracuse, you got Kentucky, all good teams. I don't really see any big time potential upsets in that one. Maybe Marquette. Maybe they're a good little defensive team. And then that George Mason Villanova. That's a pretty interesting one to look at too. So. And then I think if Clemson can beat UAB, I think they have the potential to upset West Virginia because you always got a 12 beating a 5, so that should be interesting to see how that goes. But I got Ohio State advancing, of course. I got George Mason beating Villanova. Right now I got West Virginia winning, but I think if Clemson wins, I'm going to go with Clemson on that one. And I got Kentucky. I like Xavier to beat Marquette. That's going to be a close, low-scoring game, though. I like Syracuse, and I got Georgia beating Washington. I like the Georgia's athletes. They got some good athletes. Leslie, he can dunk like crazy, but yeah, I like that one. And then, of course, you got UNC moving out their division. So then I got Syracuse beating North Carolina in the 2nd round. Well, no, that's never mind, I had myself, yeah. I got UNC beating Georgia, then I got Syracuse knocking off Xavier. I like Kentucky advancing Ohio State, so I got the top 4 seeds advancing to the Sweet 16 on that one. I like Ohio State beating Kentucky, and I got Syracuse beating North Carolina, even though that's a good game written all over right there. UNC and Syracuse, that'd be a good one, but I got Syracuse winning that one. And I've got Ohio State advancing to the Final 4 out of the East region, so that's how I see it.
Let's go on the Buckeyes. What about you, Brandon?
Like Brad said, this bracket really doesn't impress me as far as really big upsets and everything like that. The top seed Ohio State. I pretty much got them cruising through the bracket. They're #1 seed since first time since 2007. So I think that they're going to step it up a little bit. West Virginia, I actually got them playing against Kentucky in the 3rd round and advancing on Kentucky. I just think West Virginia's got a really quick team. Of course, the SEC basketball teams, it really haven't impressed me entirely too much. Kentucky had it a few years ago, but now I just don't think they got it. Also, Syracuse, I got them against Marquette. I got Syracuse advancing. And then, of course, I got UNC and Georgia in the 3rd round with UNC advancing on. So it's Ohio State, West Virginia, Syracuse, and UNC in the Sweet 16 with Ohio State and UNC moving on.
Who's going to win that game?
Ohio State.
Well, first of all, I got Alabama State winning. Going to Ohio State, But they will lose to Ohio State. Then Ohio State will pick Kentucky. Now, if Kentucky's in their free throws, Kentucky might beat them. But Ohio State moves on. Next, I have in the Sweet 16, Syracuse and North Carolina. Well, North Carolina didn't play that well in the ACC tournament, even though they was #1 seed. They came back and beat Miami. Came back and beat Clemson, but they got dragged by Dukes. But I'm going with North Carolina versus Ohio State. Write it down. Then I'm going to go with North Carolina over Ohio State.
Well, just like Brad, East is definitely the toughest region. You got a few teams that have been to finals. You got a couple teams that have won championships in the past, in recent memory. I got Ohio State moving on. I've actually got George Mason beating Villanova. I think George Mason is really hot. Villanova's got like a 5-game losing streak going into the tournament. George Mason they won 16 straight going into the conference tournament, so I think George Mason is pretty hot. Also, George Mason, all 5 of the starters average double figures, so you can't really key on one guy. They all can score. I have Clemson actually beating West Virginia in the 1st round, the 2nd round, whatever you want to call it. I think don't think West Virginia has anybody that can stop DeMonte Stitt. I think he'll run circles around their defense. I got Kentucky advancing over Princeton. I think Xavier will beat Marquette. Tu Holloway's a really good guard, and he can shoot it from anywhere on the court. I got Syracuse over Indiana State. I got Washington beating Georgia. Georgia's got athletes, but Washington has Isaiah Thomas, and they have a couple of really good athletes as well. A couple of freshmen that are really good players. They play really well in the Pac-10 tournament. And I have North Carolina beating Long Island. Next round, I got Ohio State over George Mason. It could be a trap game for Ohio State. Like I said, George Mason you can't really key on one guy because they all can do it. But I have Ohio State advancing. I have Kentucky beating Clemson. I actually have Xavier beating Syracuse. I think Xavier can shoot Syracuse out of that zone. So that's what I'm going to go with there. And I have North Carolina beating Washington. After that, I got Ohio State beating Kentucky. I think it'll be a really close game because both teams have really good guards. Both teams have really good inside players, but Ohio State is really experienced. They have experience in like David Lighty, but they rely on a freshman point guard as well, so they could lose. And I have Carolina beating Xavier. Again, I think Carolina advancing that far all depends on what's his name, Kendall Marshall, and how he plays because they can't turn the ball over. And Ohio State, Carolina. My heart says to pick Carolina, but I'm going to go with my head and go with Ohio State because I think they're just a little bit better than North Carolina is. Again, they both rely on freshman point guards. Carolina's got a bit more size inside, but I'm not sure I trust their youth in a game of that magnitude, so I'm going to Ohio State advancing that bracket.
Okay, I'm not going to be as eloquent as he was with that. I don't got no stats or anything like that, so I'm just taking my Elite 8. I got Ohio State and Syracuse, and the only game I really want to see out of that bracket is Syracuse and UNC. I think that'll be a good game, so that's why I have them there. And out of Ohio State and Syracuse, I got Ohio State getting to the Final Four.
Alright, just like everybody said, East bracket is the toughest bracket. Key matchups, I really want to see the Xavier Marquette game. I think that could go either way. And then further along, of course, UNC Syracuse is going to be a good one, but I'm going to go with UNC because I think UNC they got their size inside. It's going to be a factor, and I think that's what's going to get them to win. And I feel like Ohio State is just the most complete team of the bracket out of the whole region, so that's why I'm going with Ohio State coming out of the East. Next up, the West.
We'll do the West next, alright. Well, West, we got number 1 seed Duke, they'll advance. I like Tennessee beating Michigan, and I think Tennessee could give Duke a little problems in the second round, but nothing enough to beat them, so I got Duke going to the Sweet 16. I like Arizona and Texas. That Oakland game, Texas should be pretty fun, but Texas is too deep. Oakland can't stay with them the whole game. And I've got Texas beating Arizona to play Duke in the Sweet 16. Then I like UConn, and I like Missouri beating Cincinnati. Cincinnati's a good little team, but I got Missouri winning that one. And I got UConn going to the Sweet 16. And I got Penn State beating Temple. And I got San Diego State beating Northern Colorado. And I like San Diego State against UConn in the Sweet 16. And then I got Texas knocking off Duke to go to the Elite 8. I got San Diego State beating UConn to go to the Elite 8. And I like San Diego State to upset Texas. Well, I guess not number-wise upset, but I guess it would be an upset to go to the Final Four. Because I like Leonard from San Diego State. I like that little team. So I got San Diego State going to the Final Four in the West.
Old big by Brad.
Well, the West, of course, is my favorite bracket. I got my Texas boys in there. Really, I mean, it's just Duke is going to definitely do what they've been doing all season long. You know, they're going to advance. I have them playing in the third round against Michigan. I have Duke advancing to the Sweet 16 off of that game. Of course, my Texas, I think they're going to cruise by Oakland. Like Brad said, Texas is too deep. Their defense is just I mean, amazing. They're going to play Arizona, of course, and then they're going to advance to the Sweet 16 to play against Duke. The Cincy, I got them making it to the third round as well. UConn, Kemba Walker has 9 3-point games. It's a single-season record. So, I mean, I think he's going to have another big game, too. So, I have him advancing against Cincinnati to the Sweet 16. I have Penn State and San Diego State in the third round. That was kind of a hard pick for me. San Diego State, I just like what they've been doing all season. They've really been kind of under the radar just a little bit, but they've been slowly gaining, the respect and everything like that and cruising on. So Duke, Texas, Sweet 16, UConn, San Diego State. Texas-Duke game, a lot of experts believe that Texas can beat Duke. I'm kind of unsure about it, but from what I've seen Texas play, if Texas really wants to play, I think they'll beat Duke, and UConn will advance to the Elite 8, and I'll have Texas over UConn, Texas to the Final Four.
Well, in the West, at the beginning of the year, I picked Duke to win it because they started off 15-0, and I didn't see nobody beating Duke. Throughout the year, they fell off a little bit, but I don't want to see Duke. I see them advancing. And in the third round, they'll play Tennessee. Well, Tennessee they started off the year, I think, in the top 10, right? And they were a really good team. The coach got suspended. But they need another year. Tennessee been going through a lot of stuff last couple years, so I'm going with Duke. Texas and Arizona. I'm gonna have to go with Arizona on that. Okay, then I got UConn versus San Diego State in the Sweet 16. Now this is the problem I had. San Diego State only lost 2 games here. They lost to BYU, which they beat in the tournament, but they're playing against UConn. And I'm gonna pick UConn to win because in tournament games, I think UConn plays better ball in tournament games. And in Elite 8, I got Duke and UConn. But I cannot pick a winner out of this League 8. But the winner out of this game right here will win the championship. I can say that.
Okay. All right. In my West region, I have Duke advancing. I got Tennessee over Michigan. That's kind of a toss-up game. Tennessee, when they want to play, they can be as good as anybody. I have Arizona advancing past Memphis. I have Texas advancing. I don't think it's going to be as easy as some people think. Oakland's got a center that's probably playing the NBA next year, and so he can definitely give Texas problems on the inside. I have Missouri over Cincinnati. Missouri's kind of been sliding a little bit, but I think Missouri has the guard play that can get them past Cincinnati. I got UConn, Penn State, and San Diego State advancing. After that, Duke, Tennessee again. Tennessee can play with anybody when they want to. Duke has problems with athletic front lines, but I think Duke can shoot the ball well enough to get past that, past Tennessee. Arizona beating Texas. I don't think Texas has anybody that can stop Derrick Williams inside. Derrick Williams has been a beast all year long. He'll be a top 5 pick probably next year. I got UConn advancing past Missouri. I got San Diego State advancing past Penn State. I have Duke over Arizona. I think, again, another potential loss for Duke because, again, Arizona has athletic front line, and that's Duke's bugaboo. They can't stop athletic front line players. Actually, I have San Diego State advancing past UConn. I think San Diego State might be the most athletic team in this region, and I have against Duke. If San Diego State shoots the ball well, I don't see Duke beating them because I don't think they can stop any of their players inside. San Diego State's got players that can play inside and outside. They got players that can shoot the 3. I mean, San Diego State, people don't know about them, but they are a very complete team. They've been in the top 10 all season long. And so I have San Diego State advancing out of this region to go to 24.
I'll keep mine simple. 2 teams, 1 winner. Duke.
That's a good one for me. I'm gonna try to keep mine a little simple too. The West bracket, I'm not really impressed by any team on here. So I think UConn is a team to watch out for because Kemba Walker, he's a beast. He could carry the team out this region by himself. But I feel like Texas is the most complete team out of this bracket. I feel like if they play Duke, they got too much size for Duke, and they can actually guard Duke in a 3-point line. So I got Texas coming out of this bracket. Now we're gonna move on to the Rock Chalk Jayhawk bracket.
Alright,
Southwest bracket.
We'll run a little short time, so we're going to try to make this a little quicker. Really, the only big upset I got is Florida State beating I got Florida State beating Texas A&M, and I think USC, if they beat VCU, they could beat Georgetown in advance. But in that, I've got Purdue facing Notre Dame. Or in the Sweet 16, I got Kansas and Vanderbilt playing. I got Purdue and Kansas playing each other, and coming out of this for the Final Four, I got Purdue knocking off Kansas to go to the Final Four. I like that Purdue team. I've been riding with them since last year.
I had a feeling you were going to roll with Purdue.
No homo, I know, but I love Juwan Johnson. I love E'Twaun Moore. I love that Purdue team.
I had a feeling
they're going to go to the
Brad,
Final Four.
like that.
Go to the Final Four.
Brandon?
All right, Sweet 16, my matchup, I got Kansas and Louisville. I think Louisville's got a little bit in them still to keep moving on. I got Georgetown and Notre Dame. Notre Dame is, man, they're doing great. I mean, they posted 11 wins against top 50 RPI teams this season. Tyrone Nash scoring 3s like crazy. Plus, they're playing close to home in Chicago. I think they got that home court crowd. So Kansas, Louisville, Georgetown, and Notre Dame. And I got Kansas advancing to the Elite 8, playing against Notre Dame. Then, of course, I got Kansas going to the Final Four.
I'm going to skip to the Sweet 16 and almost do my teams. I got Kansas, Louisville, Purdue, and Notre Dame. Well, Kansas Twins are awesome. They're awesome. And Louisville, they got a good team. I ain't going to lie, but I'm going to go with Kansas. I'm going to go with Kansas versus Notre Dame in the Elite 8. And the winner out of that will be Kansas. Kansas going to the Final Four.
Again, trying to make my show as well. I have Kansas advancing. I got UNLV advancing. Illinois, 9 seed. No, they're not that great of a team at all. My upset special, I got Richmond over Vanderbilt. Richmond, whether they won their conference tournament or not, would have been an attorney. I got Richmond beating Vanderbilt. I got Louisville advancing, Georgetown, Purdue, Florida State, Texas A&M, probably be the most boring game of the first round. But I got Florida State advancing, and I got Notre Dame. I've got Kansas advancing over UNLV. I got Louisville over Richmond, Purdue and Georgetown. It could be a good game. Georgetown's got Chris Wright back now, but I'm not sure how healthy he really is. I got Notre Dame advancing. I got Kansas over Louisville. Kansas has too big of a front line. Louisville has no inside presence at all. They have a bunch of little scrappy guards that run around and they shoot a lot, but as far as the inside game goes, not well. I got Purdue advancing over Notre Dame, again, for the same reasons Brad liked. Eastwan Moore, Juwan Johnson, really good players, underrated. I have Kansas, though, advancing to the Final Four, though. I think Kansas is probably the most complete team in the country, and I don't see them losing to Purdue. Moore's twins are a little bit too much to handle, and they have really experienced guards, so I got Kansas advancing out of this region.
I can't remember the last time Notre Dame won anything in any sport. So I'll take Kansas.
Of course, I think this bracket is pretty compelling, not really, because Kansas is in it. But the only upset, I agree with Juke on the Richmond and Vanderbilt. I think Richmond is a pretty good team. You have to watch out for them. They're going to be a tough out. And I feel like Notre Dame is good, but I feel like they're just a bunch of shooters, and it's hard for a team that only can shoot to win if they don't have a real inside game. So I'm going with Kansas to get out of this bracket. Rock, chop, J out.
So we got the Southeast region next. I like Pittsburgh, of course. I've got Butler advancing. K-State, Utah State, that's an interesting one. I like K-State. I think they can advance pretty far in the tournament, but Utah State, that's a good team. Watch out for that one. And Belmont, Wisconsin, that's going to be a good game. You got the slow-paced Wisconsin, you like the fast up-tempo Belmont, so that should be fun. But I got Wisconsin advancing. I got Gonzaga beating St. John's. I got Dwight Hardy, but that's about all they got right now. So I like BYU over Wofford, and I got Michigan State beating UCLA. And we got Florida advancing. I got BYU beating Florida, and I got Pittsburgh beating Kansas State. I got Pittsburgh BYU in my Sweet 16 or Elite 8. I got Pittsburgh beating BYU to go to the Final Four. So Pitt in the Final Four.
Alright, basically my Sweet 16 consists of Pittsburgh versus Wisconsin and BYU versus Florida. Wisconsin can stop the jump shots pretty well. Pittsburgh is very sorry at doing it, so I got Wisconsin advancing to the Elite 8. And then I have BYU over Florida. BYU playing in Colorado, basically another home court advantage team. They advance to the Elite 8 against Wisconsin, and then they advanced to the Final Four.
Yeah, BYU is not going to make it. All their players got suspended for having sex. So I say Pitt gonna go to the Final Four over Florida. So that's my pick.
I got Pitt advancing all the way to the Elite 8. I got Old Dominion. I got Utah State upsetting Kansas State. Kansas State hasn't impressed me all season long. They made a nice little late run, but no. I got Belmont actually upsetting Wisconsin as well. Belmont, they play like 10 or 11 players. Like everybody plays on that team, and somehow they keep winning. I got Gonzaga, BYU, Michigan State, Florida. I got again, I got Utah State beating Belmont. I got BYU beating Gonzaga. Florida advancing past Michigan State. I actually got BYU beating Florida. I think Jimmer. I don't think they have anybody that can guard Jimmer. I think Jimmer will go off in that game. And I got BYU Pitt in the Elite 8. It's kind of a toss-up for me, but I think if Pitt plays to their potential, they're going to win this game. So I got Pitt in Final Four out of this region.
I'm gonna keep mine short and sweet. I got a slogan for this one. Kansas State will be Gator bait. There we go.
So he's going with Florida. I'm going to keep mine kind of short and sweet too. I feel like Florida was overrated. They should have got a 2 seed. But anyway, I got them losing to Michigan State in Sweet 16. And I think, even though I'm not really high on Pitt, I just think Pitt has the best team out of this bracket. So I'm going with Pitt to come out in my Final Four.
Final Four winner.
Alright, well, I got Ohio State beating San Diego State. I think that'll be a fun match, but I got that one. And I got Pittsburgh beating Purdue, even though I love that Purdue team. I got Pittsburgh versus Ohio State. And I know Pitt never wins anything, but Pittsburgh 66, Ohio State 60. Pittsburgh's the national champions.
Good one, Brad.
Alright, basically I got Texas and Ohio State. Ain't no doubt I'm going to keep my Texas boys. Texas beating Ohio State, going to the national championship. And we about to make it a, fourth game that we're going to be rematching. Mr. Ralph, we're just going to be Texas, what is it? 3, okay. It's going to be Texas versus Kansas in the national championship, and I got Texas squeaking by 68-65. Hook 'em horns.
Well, in my Final Four, like I said, Duke or UConn. I'm going to go with Duke this time. Duke versus North Carolina and Pitt versus Kansas. I'm a North Carolina fan, but like I said at the beginning of the year, I didn't see nobody beating Duke. So I'm going with Duke, and I'm going with Pitt. And for the championship, back-to-back championship champions, I go with Duke.
All right, I have Ohio State, San Diego State. Again, a hard game call for me. I really like San Diego State, but I think Ohio State is a much better team. So I got Ohio State, Kansas, and Pitt. Another tough game for me. Again, Kansas is probably the most complete team. Experienced guards, experienced big men. So I got Kansas advancing. I really like the way Ohio State shoots the ball. Diebler is he's a three-point machine. So I'm gonna go Ohio State, but I think it's gonna be close. Ohio State winning championship over Kansas.
I'm gonna echo that same sentiment. I got Ohio State over Kansas. I don't have a final score, but Ohio State.
All Alright, my Final Four is Ohio State, Kansas, Texas, and Pittsburgh. I got Ohio State playing Kansas. I feel like Kansas is the most complete team in the league. They're the only team in the league. You got 6 or 7 players that can get you 15 to 20 any game. And I'm going with Kansas to win this game 85-72. Watch out, Jayhawks.
I'll pick the NBA champion, NFL champion, college football champion. Who's gonna win it? Auburn, Lakers, Green Bay Packers, Duke, champion.
Anyways, DeMario won't be on any more videos. That was the NCAA bracketology video we just did. We're gonna hit y'all with our shout-outs like we normally do. Let Brad start off.
Nice. Someone's gonna shout out the coworkers and Grant and Tyler. That's about all I got.
I want to give a shout out to all my ex-coworkers. Y'all suck. I hate AFES. I'm glad I'm out of there. Joe, the store manager, you're a sorry store manager. Mary, stockroom manager, you're a sorry stockroom manager. Bill, who works at the gun counter supervisor, Bill, you're a sorry supervisor. I'm so glad I'm out of that place. I'm making big money now. I'm doing something in my life. AFES, you're just a freaking cesspool to freaking pull people in and ruin their lives. Shout out.
Tell us how you really feel.
I'm gonna shout out to my fam in Auburn, Regal, and all my friends in Enterprise, and everybody. Twitter page, follow me on Twitter, Boss of Auburn.
I just want to shout out Ralph Trimaine. Appreciate the opportunity again. Shout out to all these guys. Shout out to my sister Catrice. Shout out to Angela for DVR and all the games. So I know she will. Shout out to my dog Rex. Anybody else I forgot, I'm sorry, but I love y'all. Appreciate you.
All shout outs I got is Brad, Brandon, DeMario, Kertis, myself. That's about it. Oh, and Mo, Ebony, and Doobie. But Ralph, I forgot about Ralph.
I gotta get this in real quick. My friend Ty, he had his Final Four was Kentucky, Pitt, Kansas, and Duke, and he had Duke beat Kansas in that championship game. And I want to reprise what I said in the video. I meant to say Kansas 82, Ohio State 75. So I just want to let y'all know that. But all the ways, shout out to my nigga Shay, and shout out to all the Kansas fans out there, because I got Kansas win that championship. And when Kansas win that championship, you know what I'm gonna do? Clown.
That's all I got.
Welcome, Morris.
Patriots.